When you know that something's going to happen, you'll start trying to see signs of its approach in just about everything. Always try to remember that most of the things that happen in this world aren't signs. They happen because they happen, and their only real significance lies in normal cause and effect. You'll drive yourself crazy if you start trying to pry the meaning out of every gust of wind or rain squall. I'm not denying that there might actually be a few signs that you won't want to miss. Knowing the difference is the tricky part. The beauty of Edding's insight lies in its gentle reminder about our tendency to search for meaning everywhere. Haven't we all done this? When anticipating a big change, we suddenly notice signs in the most ordinary occurrences. How easily we slip into this pattern. You're waiting for news about a job, and suddenly every commercial about careers feels like a cosmic message. You're considering a move to another city, and randomly meeting someone from that place seems like divine confirmation. Eddings isn't dismissing meaningful connections altogether. Rather, he's inviting us to develop discernment. What if the most valuable skill isn't finding meaning in everything, but knowing which moments truly carry significance? This balanced perspective keeps us grounded while still remaining open to genuine insights when they appear. Study me as much as you like. You will not know me, for I differ in 100 ways from what you see me to be. Put yourself behind my eyes and see me as I see myself, for I have chosen to dwell in a place you cannot see. What strikes me most about Rumi's words is how they capture the beautiful mystery of human consciousness. There's something profoundly liberating about acknowledging that we can never be fully known, even by those closest to us. I mean, how often do we feel misunderstood? How frequently do we say, "That's not what I meant," or "You don't understand"? Rumi says, this isn't a failure of communication, but rather an inevitable aspect of existence. Each of us inhabits a private universe of thoughts, memories, and perceptions that others can glimpse, but never fully enter. And yet, paradoxically, Rumi doesn't leave us isolated in this unknowability. Instead, he extends an invitation. Put yourself behind my eyes. This is the essence of empathy, not the pretense that we can know another completely, but the humble attempt to see from their perspective. Perhaps true connection doesn't require complete understanding. Maybe it's enough to acknowledge the mystery in each other and approach each person with a sense of wonder rather than presumption. What might change in your relationships if you embrace both your own mystery and that of others? Everything happens for a reason. Everything. Your highs, your lows, your happiest moments, and the most painful ones. Your failures and your successes, your losses and your gains. Just remember, people can't come in and out of your life for no reason. The lessons you learn and the growth that you experience is never spontaneous. It's always meant to be. There's a higher purpose, a goal, a final destination, or a peak in your journey that you will have no idea of until you reach it. But for that, you need to climb the mountain. For that, you need to look for a deeper meaning. For that, you need to pay attention to everything and everyone around you, especially those that love you and leave you. There are some lessons that only people and their existence can give you. There are some lessons that only pain can bring out. There are some lessons that the biggest joys of your life will reveal to you. And there are some lessons that you never knew were lessons until they walked out of your life. Think about it. Only then will you stop treating your growth as an accident and start appreciating it as the most beautiful journey created just for you. Oh, one of my favorite perspectives that offers the assurance that our struggles aren't random or meaningless. When we're in the midst of difficulty, this thought can be like a lifeline. The idea that this challenge is preparing us for something, teaching us something we couldn't learn any other way. Consider the relationship that ended painfully. At the time, it felt like pure loss. But months or years later, you recognized how it shaped your understanding of yourself, your needs, and your capacity for love. Or maybe think about the career setback that forced you to reevaluate your path, ultimately leading to work more aligned with your authentic self. What's powerful about this quote is its invitation to shift from passive experience to active meaning-making. Rather than simply enduring life's ups and downs, we become investigators, constantly asking, what is this teaching me? How is this preparing me for what comes next? Every experience becomes a classroom, every person a teacher, every challenge an opportunity, and your growth becomes not an accident but a deliberate journey, crafted specifically for you. How might tomorrow look different if you approached each interaction, each challenge, each joy as a meaningful part of your unique path? I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou's wisdom cuts straight to the heart of human connection. Tell me, can you remember exactly what your best friend said to you 10 years ago? Probably not, but you likely remember perfectly how they made you feel seen, valued, and understood during a difficult time. This insight transforms how we might approach our interactions. What if, instead of obsessing over finding the perfect words or making impressive gestures, we focused on the emotional impact we have on others? What if we prioritize creating feelings of safety, acceptance, respect, and warmth? I'm reminded of research showing that what children remember most about their childhood isn't the expensive gifts or elaborate vacations, but rather the sense of being securely loved. Similarly, what employees value most isn't always the highest salary, but feeling appreciated and respected for their contributions. Years from now, people may not recall your clever remarks or professional achievements, but they'll carry with them how you made them feel valued, inspired, or understood by you. Firstly, how you made them feel small, inadequate, or unimportant. If you want to awaken all of humanity, then awaken all of yourself. If you want to eliminate the suffering in the world, then eliminate all that is negative in yourself. Truly, the greatest gift you have to give is that of your own self-transformation. Lao Tzu tells us the most powerful form of activism begins with self-examination. We're often taught that meaningful impact requires grand gestures, viral movements, or positions of influence. But what if the most revolutionary act is the quieter work of confronting our own shadows, prejudices, and negative patterns? Consider how differently we might approach social change from this perspective. Instead of demanding that others change their views, we might first examine our own biases. Rather than criticizing others' environmental practices, we might first scrutinize our own consumption. Before lamenting the lack of compassion in society, we might first nurture greater kindness within ourselves. There's something both humbling and empowering about this approach. Humbling because it acknowledges that meaningful change requires personal accountability rather than just finger-pointing. Empowering because it places the capacity for change directly in our hands. We don't need to wait for others or for perfect conditions. As Lao Tzu suggests, perhaps the greatest contribution we can make isn't pushing others to transform, but embodying the transformation we wish to see. What part of yourself might be waiting for awakening? What negative patterns, if released, might allow you to become a clearer channel for the change you wish to bring? Energy never lies. It never hides the truth. It speaks without words. You feel it deep down. Your body knows, even if your mind tries to ignore it. Your gut, that instinctive feeling, holds wisdom as profound as your brain. Trust your gut more often. If you come into contact with another person with low vibration and their energy isn't aligned with your higher self, your intuition will tell you to push them away. People carrying unresolved issues, hate, or jealousy can drain your spirit, bringing you down without you realizing it. Offer healing to those who genuinely seek change. Shine a light on their path. But remember, you can't always lead them through it. Your responsibility lies in protecting your energy. This final quote speaks to something many of us have experienced, but perhaps struggled to articulate: that wordless knowing when something or someone doesn't feel right, despite all logical evidence to the contrary. Think about those times when you ignored your intuition because it seemed impolite or irrational, only to discover later that your body had detected something your conscious mind couldn't yet see. Perhaps it was a relationship that looked perfect on paper but felt draining in person, or a career opportunity that seemed impressive but somehow left you feeling hollow. What's particularly powerful about this perspective is how it honors our embodied wisdom. in a culture that often privileges rational thought above all else. This quote reminds us that intelligence isn't limited to our cerebral processes. Our bodies are constantly processing information beneath the threshold of conscious awareness. But this isn't just about self-protection. Notice the balanced wisdom in distinguishing between those who drain us and those genuinely seeking change. There's an invitation to compassion here, alongside the call for boundaries. We can offer light without depleting ourselves. We can care without taking responsibility for others' journeys. I think true wisdom lies in this balance, being open to connection while honoring our energetic boundaries. What might shift in your life if you began treating your intuitive feelings as valid data rather than inconvenient obstacles? But what do you think? Out of these 6 perspectives, which one resonated most with you and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Before you go, please like and subscribe. It really helps me grow. And if you want more, click on our other videos. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching. Make America great again. Support this channel by ordering in my website, ninjagadgets.net.